Anyway, welcome, ladies. Thank you for coming today. So today we've got Sarah and Anika here today. And so to start off, we'll have a really quick introduction about yourself, your background, and what you would like to build for today's session. And so we'll start with Sarah.
So I'm in the health and wellness industry. I'm doing currently PR for the health and wellness industry and assist my mum running a fermenting company. So very knowledgeable about gut health and what it can do for every aspect of your body. So the product we are looking at creating originally was going to be a probiotic dip so that you could have it almost throughout the day as much as you like and be inoculated constantly.
Yep.
But I think it's now evolved to the first product being a probiotic powder, so like a superfood powder that will either have protein in it, so it's just like a full protein powder that you add milk or whatever to it, and that's your breakfast, or like a green powder if you're not getting enough greens, and then from that product, once we've got a brand, building the dip from there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yep. So first stage powder,
yes.
Second stage dip.
Yeah, and it's manufacturing is a lot easier to do a powder than a dip, which I found out. So
Yeah.
so we'll start with the powder.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Sarah. And Anika?
I'm got a background in graphic design. That's what I've trained as, and recently working in the buying team of Freedom, so like furniture and that kind of thing. And so what I want to create is completely not.
But
cool. As a merino baby bodysuits for babies, because So just because I'm a new mother, I know like what's worked and what's most comfortable and everything. And we've got some that we really like the cut of and everything, but I think like merino, it's just like, it keeps cool in summer and warm in winter, and it's just like pretty much you could just wear them. You could only buy those and you would be, like you don't even really need any of the other, just like stuff for being pretty, but but like basics. And then the colours would be like a big thing, like really on trend, like natural colours and that kind of thing.
Great. Cool. Thank you for sharing. So today, what I'll run through with you guys is a framework that I learned from Tom G, who's the co-founder of Google X, and also the Google Glasses project. So Google X is an arm where they create the self-driving cars and hot air balloons that circulate every stratosphere of Earth. They supply internet everywhere. So they do a lot of cool projects, and so they have to really rapidly create products all the time. And so it's a framework to just rapidly build what you need to build. And so to start off, what it looks like is this. So there's 4 phases. There's a build phase, and that goes into the testing phase. The testing phase goes into the observation phase. And the observation phase goes into the adjustment phase. And then it goes back to build. So everything starts with, you essentially got to build the product first. Once you've built the product, we go out to the market and test it. Then we observe for feedback. Then we take out the actuals from the feedback. We adjust it. Then we can rebuild. So these are the 4 phases that we'll work on in terms of your framework today. And so I'll give you a bit of an example as well, so you have a bit of an idea. And so I'll start with Sarah. Sarah, for example, how long do you think it would take you to build your product?
So there's a product that we've found, the base probiotic product, which is a gel capsulated one from America, which helps to get from your mouth to your stomach, and then you start dissolving in your stomach. Because most of them these days, as soon as you put them in your mouth, they start dissolving. So by the time it's in the stomach, it's not what it was advertised on the box of how many probiotics you're going to get. So that is recently been in Australia, which we can get easily, and then it's just the additives of like the vitamin C powder, all of those that we would need to source to create the powder. So once we've got that, then it's working with flavour.
Okay. And so how long do you think you would have don't have to say a completely finished product in terms of branding and packaging and everything, but in terms of the probiotic plus the additives plus the flavour.
You could probably do it in 2 to 3 weeks, I'd say.
So we'll go a bit detail. So 2 or 3 weeks, say.
2 weeks.
2 weeks, yeah. So we're saying build it in 2 weeks.
Yep.
And so, how long would you test it with the market for?
I think if you did it through markets, like the Friday, Saturday, Sunday markets.
Yeah. And again, it doesn't have to be particularly an outdoor market. It could be just a test group or whoever.
Maybe the original product you could do in like 3 weeks.
3 weeks, right?
Over a variety of markets and age groups and everything.
Cool. And when you observe for feedback, it could probably be in 2 timelines, which means the first timeline is within the testing phase.
Yeah.
So, for example, you wouldn't wait until after 3 weeks to get feedback from someone you sold within the first week, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So if you've
Well,
said,
I guess with like probiotics, you want to. It takes a while to re-establish the thing.
Yeah, which it would. So that you would do over time, but like the flavouring wise,
the flavouring, taste and that
would be pretty.
Yeah. So for example, if you go, hey Nika, would you like to try that? Would you like to try it out? She wouldn't have to wait 3 weeks until. So there'll be 2 timelines. So the first timeline, just say, would be the 3 weeks. So including the same timeline.
Yeah.
And then after that, would you consider an extra timeline? So just say that you sold like another, or you gave out another batch on the last day of the 3 weeks. You'd still want another. Yeah. And would you take another week or 2 weeks to observe that? Or?
I think another week.
Another 1 week?
Yeah, just to wrap it up.
And then how long, so after you collect all the data for the test and the observation phase, how long would you consider taking a look at all the data to make an adjustment?
I think that would be about 4 weeks.
Yeah, 4 weeks. So just to clarify, it's not to rebuild it, just essentially to grab all the data and go, okay, this is where we went wrong, this is where we went right, this is what we could do, and this is what we're going to do, and then let's go do it.
Yeah,
so
that's probably a week then.
1 week,
Because then you could break it down into like flavour, consistency, like all the...
Yeah, break it all down.
Yeah.
And so right now, to give you guys an idea, we're looking at 2, 3, 5, 6, 7 weeks.
Wow.
For 1 cycle.
Yeah.
Which means you won't be able to rebuild something until the 7 weeks is passed.
Yeah.
Because that's how long you're going to be taking.
Yeah.
So that's the beauty about this model. If you're not, if you're not clear about this, you could easily delay this by a week.
Yeah.
And then that becomes 8 weeks, which becomes 2 months. You delay this by 1 week, becomes 9 weeks. Delay that by a week, and then becomes 10 weeks, which becomes 2.5 months. The thing about this is that the more you can close the loop, the faster you close the loop, the infinitely better the product becomes.
Yeah.
Because I don't care if it takes you 6 weeks and you think that the product's going to be perfect.
Yeah.
You don't determine the product is great.
Yeah.
The customer determines. The market determines how great your product is.
I think that's where I'm getting stuck at the moment. Keeping like, oh, maybe we'll do this, maybe we'll do this.
Yeah.
Just see it going.
Yeah. But once you have the framework, you pop it in, and then you can change it very quickly. So we'll go a little bit back and we'll go, okay, cool. So let's go into a bit more detail. So your build is essentially, you've got the base.
Yeah.
The next is the additives that you need to go source.
Yeah.
And then the flavouring compounds that you need to go find. And so essentially, you have to build, you will probably build like 1, 2, 3, like a few profiles, because you're not going to get it right the first time, and you want to test a few of them and go, hey, this is sample A, sample B, sample C. And so, as long as you don't take too long getting in all the samples, it should be quite quick to build all these samples.
Yeah.
So, say we break it down to 1.5 weeks. So I won't push too far and go like 1 week. Okay.
Take them to
it's going to take but honestly, once you have the things with you, it shouldn't be too difficult.
Yeah, exactly.
So, now the testing phase, I'll share with you guys a concept that Tom actually often shares. It's called the poison cookie parable. So, say for example, me and Anika, we've got this amazing gung ho cookie recipe.
Yeah.
And we think it's super delicious and it's going to go crazy. At the market's going to go absolutely crazy. And so you and I, we go back and we bake 100 of these cookies. And the markets arrive on Friday and we go out there and we go, okay, good, we're going to smash it today. We sell the first 10 and then the first few that bought it come back and they say, oh, Kevin, I'm actually feeling a little sick. Then a few of the others come back and go, oh, I'm starting to feel really sick. So does that mean we should sell the other 90 cookies? Or do we stop?
Stop.
Exactly. So the point that he's trying to bring across is that you don't need to go and share it with 1,000 people,
Yeah.
100 people. If your product is really terrible,
Yeah, you'll know.
5 to 10 people
Yeah.
will go, Sarah.
Yes, stop. Yeah.
I don't know what your concoction is,
Yeah.
but this is definitely not.
Yeah.
And so when you're testing these flavors, you could have a pool. For example, we were saying sample A, B, and C.
Yeah.
You share 10, 10, 10. It's 30 pounds.
Yeah.
The library closes
You can pull out different markets, friends,
Yeah.
family, and colleagues,
Yeah.
for example. So you don't need to go as far.
Yeah.
And if you're testing it that way, you don't really need 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so,
Do it a day. Yeah.
yeah, we just say
Yeah.
we'll come
1
back.
week.
Yeah, just say 1 week.
Yeah.
But yeah, we don't need 3 weeks for it. Right?
Yeah.
Observation phase, including this 1 week.
Yeah.
We've got that 1 week after, but we just keep it as a week for
Yeah.
now. It's okay. And adjustment phase is actually a few days.
Yeah.
You actually don't need a full week to
Yeah.
consider the data. So, if we add it up again, it's 2, 3, 4.
Pressure.
Yeah.
Weeks. So now, you've cut it down to almost half,
Yeah.
which means within that period you could almost close 2 cycles.
Yeah.
So your product will be twice as good as it would have been the first go. Because even if you spend that extra time each place, it doesn't mean that your product's going to get any better.
Yeah.
Because when you get the observation and feedback during that phase, it could be totally off.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's completely off. And people spend too much time developing a product, going down that route, and then realizing they've dug down the wrong hole.
Yeah.
Like it's not, they've been spending all their time doing the thing. But sometimes it's 3 months too late
Yeah.
instead of 4 weeks too
Yeah.
late. You know,
Makes
so
a huge
it
difference,
makes
yeah.
a huge difference if you guys can see
Yeah,
how the power of the system
definitely.
works, right? And so now that we've got the framework, let's go into a bit more detail. And so what I'll do is I'll go into the build phase
Yeah.
of each person, and then we'll go into the testing phase,
Yeah.
and then the observation and adjustment. So then in real time you guys can see how your ideas will be.
Yeah.
Okay? And so I'll bounce back to Anika.
Yep.
So Anika, what you're trying to build,
Yeah.
how, first of all, how long were you thinking of taking?
Well, I emailed a manufacturer last week,
Yep.
and they said the process is 12 weeks
12 weeks
Yeah.
to manufacture?
to manufacture it.
Okay.
So,
So,
I mean, although that's like to the final product,
yeah.
I don't know how much weeks because they will give samples in between,
Yeah.
which I assume maybe 2 weeks. I don't know, 2 or 3
Okay.
out of the 12, because then they go back and
Yeah.
Okay.
well, actually no, maybe it's 4 because they have to source the the right fabrics and
Okay.
everything.
All right. Let's, now we're going to go back. So from 12 weeks, we're going to go back and we're going to chop that down real quick.
Okay.
And let me show you how.
Okay.
So, generally, a lot of people when starting out, they will think down that route.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll need a manufacturer. I'll need somebody to help me source and create.
Yeah.
Maybe, and you're a designer, so you can design it all.
Yeah.
But 12 weeks to source everything, and then after that, it's going to be a minimum order, and so on. It can be quite lengthy, and it could be quite expensive.
Yeah.
You said you wanted to do merino wool.
Yes.
Is it difficult to go source merino wool in Australia?
I haven't tried, but not in the colour. What I've seen so far, not in the colours that I'm after.
Yeah.
It's like lime green and like an ugly green. I don't know. Like.
But have you done much research into
No, I need
textiles?
to. I
Okay.
need to.
So I promise you, merino wool is not that rare in
Yeah.
Australia, and that you could find a few different colours. Maybe not that the particular grey that you want,
Yeah,
or
yeah.
particular purple that you want.
Uh-huh.
But I promise you, you'll be able to find something.
Okay.
Now, if you source that, 3 meters worth for one outfit,
Yeah.
do you already know the design that you want to build, or
Pretty
sew?
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And
I can
what
sew a little bit.
Yeah. Look, if you can sew, perfect.
Yeah.
Give it a go.
I can do it.
But if you can't, it's okay.
Not professional
Like,
sewing.
get
but
an
like I can
auntie
sew.
or somebody out there.
Yeah.
That's a bit better. And go. Let's give this a go.
Uh-huh.
And then you can pop 1, 2, 3. You can create out of the material that you've purchased.
Yeah.
You can create 3 prototypes like that. Because the idea is, you want to see what it feels like, how it fits.
Yeah.
How it feels on the baby. So you might create 3 different sizes, and then you might share with your friends, colleagues, and see what it's like when they wear it. And the feedback from their parents, as in the baby's parents,
Yeah.
and see what how the baby reacts. If they get rashes,
Yeah.
they start getting kind of antsy and start moving around or restless. But do you see where?
Yeah.
where it's from?
Yeah.
So instead of 12 weeks, how long do you think it will take for you to go source merino wool?
Like a week.
Yeah, a week, cool.
Yeah.
And then how long do you think it will take for you to sew a few items out of that?
Like maybe 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that's, I'll give you 2 weeks.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, it's for the whole thing. Yeah.
So now, from 12, you've gone down to 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Big jump,
Yeah.
right?
And a less expensive.
Cool. Now we'll go back to Sarah. Your build,
Yeah.
1.5 weeks.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? You know where the base is from?
Yeah, and I've got the base. I've got an idea of flavours.
Yeah.
The only hardest part now would just be finding like a protein base, which I can find easily. In the test phase, I could use someone else's.
Yeah. Exactly right. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's only a test phase.
Yeah.
You don't have to search for the exact
Yeah.
exact place that you're going to get it. It's only a prototype because the protein content is going to be X and X grams.
Yeah.
And it's going to how it contributes. And you either get the vegan like a plant-based protein, or you get animal-based protein. So it's not too difficult to get that. So it shouldn't be too difficult for you, right?
Yeah, it'll be easy. I think once I've got everything in front of me, it'll be like days. Yeah, it'll be just be exactly.
Exactly. So that shouldn't be too difficult.
No, that's good.
Now bouncing back to Nika, now we're going to the test phase.
Yeah.
So build phase is done for both.
Yeah.
Now we're going to the test phase. How would you test your product?
Give it to parents, even testing it myself with our baby. And I guess you'd have a couple of days to see it, not only wearing it but washing it as well.
Yeah.
So maybe a week to just make sure they've worn it for a couple of days and then washed it and worn it again.
Cool. So 1 week, right?
Yeah.
So 1 week as well. Sorry. And you're comfortable with that timeline?
Yeah.
1 week
Do
is
you
good.
think it's not enough?
No.
Okay.
As long as you're
Yeah.
comfortable with time.
I think so because it's like pretty much just wear, wash, wear. Yeah.
Exactly. And a great model is to you don't even have to make 20.
No. Yeah.
For example, you make 3.
Yeah.
You try it for a few days, you wash it, you pass it to your friend, they wear it for a few days, you wash it, you pass it over.
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's true. Yeah.
It's okay and you get to test the wear as well, the wear and tear. You wash it 6 times and it's gone. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now we're
It's
going.
true.
You need it.
Actually, maybe I should wash it a lot. Anyway, I'll use one of them and I'll wash it every day.
Yeah.
I'll just put it
Exactly.
in different liquids.
Yeah. And then you can work it out.
Don't put it in the dryer. No rule.
The next thing is that is the observation phase. So, as we were discussing before, the observation phase can be a separate timeline altogether, or it may be a dual timeline, which means you you're observing during the test as well as afterwards. Now, a concept with the observation phase is conjectures versus actuals. So, do it here. Is here okay? Yep. So I'll just do it here. Conjectures
You can even use, yeah.
versus actuals. Can you see it?
Yeah.
So, I'll explain. Conjectures is a guess of the future. Actuals is a direct experience of that moment. So that's the difference between the two. Now, the reason why it's such an important concept is, I'll go back to Sarah's model. And so Sarah, for example, you gave to me a sample to try. And you go, oh, okay, try it for a week, please give me some feedback.
Yeah.
Sure, no worries. So I'll try it for the week and I come back and I go, bad lingering taste. Then I would say bowels move better.
Yeah.
I would say focus, energy has improved. And then I'll give some more feedback. I think you should change the color of the powder to red.
Yeah.
Because it would look more enticing.
Yeah.
I think you should also have a cola flavor instead of just lemonade.
Yeah.
I think that you should give it one more item, so as in another additive.
Yeah.
Like I think you should have vitamin B16
Yeah.
plus on top of what you got now. Because I feel vitamin B16 is very important, and that this should be good for you, and it'll be good for your product, it'll be good for your customers. And so we're going to go through each. So, bad lingering taste.
It's an actual.
Is an actual?
Yeah. They've actually.
Experience that.
Yeah.
Bowels move better.
Actual.
Anika? Energy improved. Is that an actual or conjecture?
An actual?
Recommended red powder. Is that an actual or conjecture?
Conjecture. Is it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cola powder, is that an actual or conjecture?
Conjecture.
And vitamin B16.
Conjecture.
See, you guys, it's very clear
Yeah.
that here, my guess is as good as your guess.
Yeah.
I want cola, you want lime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, who knows
Yeah.
which is better?
Yeah.
Red powder, like, it was my opinion.
Yeah.
And didn't even come in red powder, it came in white, but I recommended red. And Anika might like green, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't want to drink blood.
Yeah.
vitamin B16. Again, is purely a guess.
Yeah.
But these three is an actual feedback.
Yeah.
Which means when you sift through the observation phase, make sure you know conjectures.
Yeah.
Because that is the real feedback.
Yeah.
But you don't always have to ignore
Yeah.
what the conjecture is. You can separate it into two lists. Sometimes a conjecture could lead to an actual.
Yeah.
For example, it's why did you recommend a cola powder? because it tasted terrible to me. Okay, so
Right,
the actual
yeah,
is that it
it's-
tasted terrible.
Yeah.
Not because
Yeah, you wanted a cola.
you want a
flavour.
cola.
Yeah.
So it's like there is layers to that.
Yeah.
Right? So you can go a bit deeper, and you will find out an actual,
Yeah.
not just an injection. Makes sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So during the observation phase, make sure you list conjectures and then the actuals,
Yeah.
and sift through that feedback. Because a lot of people, and it's the same thing, even day-to-day conversation between friends and family, they'll provide their opinions,
Yeah.
they'll provide things like, wait, am I listening to an actual or
Yeah.
conjecture? So is this your guess?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Is this, are you I know it all kind of thing
Yeah.
going on, or is this from you directly experiencing that at the moment in time? And so finally, before we go on, so it will be the same thing for you, Nika, in terms
Yeah.
of the observation phase. You go out, you try out different people. Now, the thing is, it can be done in a few forms. The first form could be, for example, you might go pass on the product to myself or to Nika and go, okay, can you guys give me some comments? Right? But sometimes, with people who are a bit closer to you and they have time, that's no problem.
Yeah.
I'll sit down, I'll spend 10 minutes
Yeah.
and give you some feedback. But for example, if we were doing a bit of a mass
Yeah.
testing, and I'll go, hey Sarah, let's walk down there, pick 3 people and go, hey, I've got this amazing probiotic powder you can drink, you mix it with some juice and try it, and I would love to give you some feedback and love some comments. When we're doing mass, it's people who look at comments, they're probably not going to answer because it's going to take too long.
Yeah.
So now you have the other ways to give you quality questions from a 0 to 10 rating. That way, they can circle it.
Yeah.
And they can go, yep, flavor, 0 to 10, 2.
Yeah.
If you get 5 2s, something's going on.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? You don't need them to comment on
Yeah.
exactly how they feel about the flavor.
Yeah. You know from that many people. Yeah.
And then the same thing with the mirror rules that you tried on. You know, was the baby really agitated, or did they fall allergic to it, or however you want to? Was it warm enough for them?
Yeah.
And you know, you can give it a rating as well. And so, I'd like to share another concept about the observation phase to add on to this layer, and that's the theory of 3 points plus, which means that, of course, you would try to do a bit of market research into what's already on the market. Because something that's already on the market, for example, merino wool baby clothes, you have to go look at it and see what it's like. And then say, if you were to rate this out of 10, how would you rate this product? For example, you rated it a 6. If your product comes out and other people don't rate it a 9 or above, which means 3 points or above, it's hard for them to go, this product's much better.
Yeah.
Do you guys understand where I'm
Yeah.
coming from? So for example, they try your probiotic,
Yeah.
and yours is called Brand Sarah,
Yeah.
other one's called Brand Brian,
Yeah.
and just say Brand Brian's the most popular one at the moment, and then you can take that and you can share it with people.
Yeah.
You don't even have to show them the brand.
Yeah.
And you go, oh, you know, what do you think about the flavor? How does it affect you? What'd you rate it? And then like, oh, overall flavors and stuff, I rated it a 6 out of 10.
Yeah.
And if you create your one, and they're calling it a 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10, generally it's not enough to shift the whole market.
Yeah.
It also gets you to focus on being different
Yeah.
and improving much better than everyone else. You know, whether functionality
Yeah.
of the merino is in the design, functionality plus quality plus how something is, rather than just a nice design.
Yeah.
So the more you can add value, the more likely they will be able to, the consumers will, okay,
Yeah.
that's the better product to go for. But hey, you're not going to get it first time
Yeah.
closing the loop.
Yeah.
And that's totally cool as well. Because the more time in it, you're going to close this loop multiple times, not
Yeah.
just one time anyway.
And at what point do you start doing like a mass market, would you say?
You could do it at any phase really,
Yeah, okay.
but it's more of, especially when you're first starting.
Yeah.
There's no point.
It's, yeah,
like,
the friends
it's
and
like
sense.
boom.
Yeah.
It's like, you want to do that as you close the loop.
Yeah. Okay.
Because, for example, you do the first test group, it's just friends, families, colleagues.
Yeah.
Next test group might be the people who actually work in the market.
Yeah.
Designers of those industries. People who work, like, you can walk into a baby clothing shop and say, hey, do you have a family? I'd love to share with you. So it's people with that, they're not objective to you.
Yeah,
as
yeah.
well.
They've got like a knowledge
Yeah.
as well of that.
And then you can take it to a magazine editor in that field and go, here's the
Yeah.
three. Like, there's no limit to how far you want to go
Yeah.
with that. But the point is that you don't need to go to 10 different, like 100 different magazines. You don't need to go to 100 different stores,
Yeah.
retail stores to find out. Because you want to spend in this phase, or this phase,
Yeah.
another 10 weeks.
Yeah.
Because you want to go quick, get back and go, okay, that's a perspective I never got before.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Okay, let's adjust it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, once you have the quality questions done, you have all the comments and the feedback, it's time to make an adjustment. So from that, you can look at the model and go, okay, so this is the feedback.
Mm-hmm.
Zero effect on the person. Or they started to change in a different way that you weren't sure of. Or the clothing expanded. It only lasted 2 washes. The seams start to split. There's a whole
By sewing.
yeah, there's a whole variety of the things that could happen, right?
Yeah.
And from there, that's when you need to make the adjustment
Yeah.
and then go back to rebuild. So that's the complete learning loop.
Yeah. And what if, like, at the test phase, say, like you were saying, like, flavour, consistency, blah, blah, blah. Say, like, consistency, everyone said it was perfect. Out of 10, you wouldn't adjust that section of the build. You'd, like, adjust the taste and
Yeah.
whatever. Okay.
And so, yeah, for example, they might go, these effects were really great,
Yeah.
but it tasted terrible.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, okay, I need to change the flavour.
Yeah.
The recipe,
Yeah.
in terms of ingredients, I don't need to change.
Yeah.
Because I know that it's physically working.
Yeah.
It just needs a flavour change.
Yeah. Yeah.
Easy done.
Yeah.
Right, to change it over. And remember, the learning loops can be done, they have to be done multiple times,
Yeah.
but B, sometimes you have to launch multiple loops at the same time,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
For example, you might launch, after this, it could be marketing or branding,
Yeah.
packaging.
Yeah.
You might launch one packaging this way,
Yeah.
and then another packaging this way,
Yeah.
or one test group this way, and another test group this way, or Facebook ad this way,
Yeah.
and another A/B testing,
Yeah.
typical. And so let's launch just 2 loops, but at least you close it.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't even close their loops. They might start it, and then test it, and then they forget about it.
Yeah.
Or they start observing it, and they never make the adjustment, which means they never go back to the build phase.
Yeah.
And so on. So it's really important that you have that framework
Yeah.
so you can close that loop and go, okay, this is what I've learned from this process. This is what I've learned from my experience so far, and this is what I'm going to do about it.
Yeah.
And the good thing about it is that, at the end of the 4 weeks, instead of the 8 weeks or the 10 weeks or the 12 weeks, you might go, you know what, this is not for me.
Yeah.
Or, this is not the way to go about it.
Yeah.
Powder form's not the way to go about it.
Yeah.
I need, and because you've done the research, you've seen the market, man, these guys are geniuses, they're doing it this way.
Yeah.
Now I need to build upon that.
Yeah.
You innovate on that particular model, you don't need to innovate on the old model. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
And so, before I take it to the next phase, is there any good questions that you guys had about
When you do all this, how are you documenting everything?
So, if you follow me on Kevin Lee Social, on
Yeah.
my social media, I essentially create an Excel file.
Yeah.
The Excel file has, and I can send you the template
Yeah, that'd be great.
as well. And so each block in the Excel file represented one day
Okay.
or 1 week,
Yeah.
no matter. And then I'd map out, this is what I'm aiming to do.
Mhm.
These are the phases, and I basically color coded the phases. So like build phase, 2 weeks. So I'd color out
Yeah.
so many blocks, and then I go, it starts on this date,
Yeah.
ends on this date.
Yeah.
Test phase sometimes happens to start before the build phase is finished.
Yeah.
That's okay. Overlaps.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Bang. This is red. This is yellow.
Yeah.
Starts this, ends here.
Yeah.
So this is the day that ends. Same thing. Observation phase in blue color.
Yeah.
How long it's going to take. So then you have an overall map of how long it takes from the beginning to end and how long each phase is as well.
Yeah.
So then that's how I document it.
Yeah. Yeah.
In terms of overall.
Yeah.
And then
yeah.
obviously you have your notes
Yeah.
attached as you go through, each phase. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. Yeah. That's good.
Anika, do you have any questions?
No, I think it's, yeah,
It made sense.
it makes sense, yeah. It's good.
Any other questions? Yeah, sorry.
No, I don't think so. I think you explained it really well. Yeah.
It's pretty clear and straightforward.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like it's not a complicated process,
Yeah.
but it's an effective one
Yeah.
to systemize it.
And I think that's where I've been stuck. I'm like, oh, I need to test the market, I need to test the market. But I'm like, I don't want to test with the product yet because I don't know. I don't want to go to like everyone and go, what do you think about this? Because I don't have anything. But if I've got like, just like you're saying, friends, family, and colleagues, and go, this is what I've got, how do you feel about it?
Yeah.
I can like,
Start.
yeah, let's just
Momentum.
start. Like,
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm like, yeah.
Like you just got to chunk it down, right? Because a lot of people's like, okay, for example, yourself, Anika, you were saying the build is going to take you 12 weeks.
Yeah, that's
3
good.
months.
You saved me.
Like that's 3 months before you have something.
And a lot of money too.
Right.
Yeah.
Because it's like minimum 300.
Exactly.
So
And you're going to
it's
spend
doing
all that
stuff.
money,
Yeah.
and you're going to wait the 12 weeks, and all of that will already slow you down, as in,
Yeah.
should I take that step?
Yeah.
Well, because I can't really change anything if I've got 300 units.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So.
And it's scary because then you're sitting on 300 units, and now you're going to
Yeah,
move 300
and
units.
because also it's seasonal, you have to wait till the next season to.
Exactly. And so it's okay to be spending a little bit more right now
Yeah,
in terms of
the materials.
the cost per unit right
Yeah.
now, but at least you're not making 300 units.
Yeah.
Because once you close this loop 3 times, you get to manufacturing and go, hey, now I'm ready for 300
Yeah.
units.
This is what I want to
Because
feel. Yeah.
I know exactly how I want it, and I know like when I want it, because I've got people lined up already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And so you can even pre-sell before you
Yeah.
even have to order it in.
Closing.
Yeah, so pre-order sell basically, and so like that's the biggest challenge for most people is that they want to develop an app. I've got to find the developer, I've got to find the software developer, I've got to build a team, and I've got to create a framework and take forever. It's like, well, you can get your phone, get a post-it note, slap on top,
Yeah.
and go. Because you just need to share the concept.
Yeah.
There's a login page. This is what it's about.
Yeah.
Cool. Now, what would you click? Cool. And then cool. Now, what would you go now?
Okay, yeah.
That. Okay, cool. What would you press? Yeah. And after 3 minutes, they'll get the idea of what you're
Yeah.
trying to build. And they're not there to critique. That button doesn't look good.
Yeah.
That color doesn't look good because it's about just, giving an opinion on the concept.
Yeah.
And so that's an interesting concept. Okay, you've got a winner.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, you still got to build the framework anyway.
Yeah.
But at least you have it all laid out, which screens are which.
Yeah.
But that's a very quick example
Yeah.
of that. The faster you build it, the better. For example, when I was building the Triple B product, which is a nootropic coffee, I cut cardboard. And I literally found, because I wanted a black bottle,
Yeah.
cut the cardboard, built my own bottle in a cardboard piece. And what's a piece of cardboard going to teach you? But as soon as I built it, I was like, okay, I definitely do not want a bottle that big.
Yeah.
Like this bottle's like this big, which is some cans are that big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huge.
Mate, I'm not going to drink that much.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like this big, and like, nah, I want a small bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it just narrowed my research down straight
Yeah.
away. I'm not going to go for a 300ml bottle, I'm going to go for 150ml down
Yeah.
straight away. And it just gave me that premium feel of a shot.
Yeah.
And that's what I wanted. And so it was really easy to get feedback that way, right? You don't have to,
Yeah.
people have to think, I've got to get to that perfect end product. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not going to get that quick.
Yeah.
Just start with something, and then you have it. Document that process, share it with people, and it'll be great because when you document this whole process, later on you might share it with people, and that's your journey.
Yeah.
You know, how I started here, and then who knows, it might be a multi-million-dollar product, who knows, right? It just may, you know, it may blow up.
Yeah.
But at least you've got everything there.
Yeah.
And so it's really good there.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, so as long as it all makes sense to you guys.
Yeah, that it does. Yeah, definitely.
Alright, I'll take it one more step. Not to give you guys too much pressure, but we'll take a look at it. So today is the 15th of March.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Sarah.
Yep.
When would you think that you would have time to get started on something like this?
I mean, kind of already got started, but it's more of like a concept, not a physical build. But a physical build, if I ordered the base products that I want to have everything, I reckon it would take about a week to get all of that in.
Yep.
And then so after that week I could start flavoring.
And so you'd start, so today's Thursday. When would you start looking into ordering these items in for yourself?
Tomorrow.
Tomorrow, so the build starts tomorrow.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
so Friday,
Yeah.
and then you've got 1 week, and then a half, so 1, 2, 3, 4. I'll say the 28th.
Okay.
So the 15th.
Yeah.
So you've got 15th
Should give myself a few days.
of the 3rd to the 28th.
Expression.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then the test phase would be from the 28th to the 4th of April. Makes sense?
Yeah.
It is. And then the observation phase would be from the 4th of April to the 11th of April. And the final one, which is half a week, would be 4th of April. I would just give you to the 9th.
I mean the 11th of April.
Sorry, sorry about that.
No, sorry. That'll be 11th of
11th,
April.
or just say I give you to the 16th.
Okay. Thanks.
16th. How does that look?
It looks doable.
Is it doable?
Yeah.
So the 16th of April would be your first loop.
Wow. Yeah.
So it's like, no, I'm not trying to.
No,
push
it
but
does.
I mean,
It sounds
Yeah.
very reasonable and doable.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, yeah, I'm glad you ran it. And we've got everything on video too. So
Yeah.
Locked in.
Anika's turn.
Yeah.
Now, when would
Can I
you like
start
to get
next
started?
week?
like
Yeah,
again,
okay.
this is your timeline, so
Yeah.
you can tell me you want to start next year. I'll
Wednesday
just write in
next
next year's date.
No.
So-
Wednesday next week.
Wednesday next week it starts, which is 21st. Starts on the 21st of March. 21st March. It's going to run for 2 weeks, which is the 4th of April. Yeah?
Yep.
Now the 4th of April, you've got one week,
Yep.
which is from the 4th of April to the 11th of April. From the 11th of April, you got to the 18th of April. For the observation phase.
Yep.
And then your adjustment phase, was it also?
I don't think we put an adjustment,
Okay.
but like another week.
1
I
week,
don't
yeah,
know.
sure.
Yeah.
So the 18th to 25th. How does that feel to you?
Good.
Possible?
Yeah.
Totally?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So both of you in April would have a final,
Like next month.
The product.
yeah, final finished. I mean,
Well, you
it's
first
not-
look,
not-
yeah,
your
yeah.
first
first
prototype,
look.
yeah,
Yeah.
your first look post.
Wow. So with like mine, because it has that health claims behind it, do you get to almost like the final product and go, okay, that's when I go to a laboratory and go, this, like how many colony forming bacteria is in it and how much vitamin C and how much whatever other vitamins are in it. Is that like at that final stage did I do that or?
Yeah, so basically, I wouldn't call it just a nutrition breakdown, it's a bit more than that.
Yeah.
That would be done later.
Okay.
I mean, you would do your best to research.
Yeah,
as in,
like the-
right
yeah.
as best as you can first.
Yeah, like whatever.
So that you're not like completely off the
Yeah,
mark at the
yeah,
end
yeah.
of it. But
Like I have an idea of like if I put like Gabinji powder in it, I know that's really high in vitamin C. So like I know that it would have probiotics and vitamin C.
Yeah.
Like those things I'm aware of.
Yeah.
It's
And-
just the percentage.
yeah, and that becomes a bit down the track because
Yeah.
you're going to need that for your packaging because you need the nutrition breakdown,
Yeah.
and so the story goes along with that. So yeah, I would do it a bit later.
Yeah.
And it will be good to cross-check as well.
Yeah.
But hey, then again, for example, you close your first loop,
Yeah.
and the effects are fine,
Yeah.
but the taste is bad.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You can still send that off to a lab
Yeah. Okay.
to get tested
Ah,
while you
okay,
watch
yeah.
that new loop. Like you don't need to.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
completely wait,
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
then that will come back in 2 weeks, and they'll go da da da.
Yeah.
Hold on. Vitamin C recommendation. I've just gone 3 times over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll give you an example. One of the products that we created was just a simple cold brew product.
Yeah.
So just cold brew coffee. We did it in 320ml bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And like I tried myself. I was like, I'm normally not that bad with caffeine,
Yeah.
but I'm buzzing. Like, I'm quite
Yeah.
buzzing. And so I sent it off to get checked. Came back. It was 3.5 bottles of Red Bull.
Oh my gosh.
In terms of caffeine.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is probably illegal.
We'll pull that one back a bit. Yeah.
Pull that one back. But you see what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, that's the feedback. You know, like, jitters is one thing.
Yeah.
But it's like, how bad is that? How
Yeah.
bad is that to vary from?
Yeah.
Not necessarily just.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah. Instead of, and the reason why I'm telling you that story is so that you don't check after the third loop.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
Exactly.
You can
Yeah.
just send it off. I mean, in terms of the if the feeling is the actual
Yeah.
feeling fine, so might as well go check it out.
Yeah.
And then at least you've got a baseline to work with.
Yeah.
Because then if something is way over or way under,
Yeah.
it's like, oh, okay, I need to add more of the probiotic.
Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
not going to work with that amount.
Yeah.
It's going to need a lot more.
Yeah. And with like this field test of observe phase, while I'm not testing it with everyone else, say they're only doing it for 1 day or 2 days, whatever, should I kind of just be doing it for like a week? Like kind of use myself as a test subject of, okay, I've taken this for a week, my skin's better, my stomach's better, all these things that I can kind of
Yep.
have first hand.
And so this is where I say you should launch multiple loops at the same time.
Yeah.
For example, you might close a loop in 1 week.
Yeah.
It could be more flavor
Yeah.
based. But then you know, as Anika said, for the gut to really be effective, it's
Yeah.
going to take 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Then you have a second test group, which is based on 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Because then you're testing functionality
Yeah.
and how it affects the person
Um,
versus the flavor and the overall
Yeah.
product.
Yeah.
And so you've got 2, like you've launched 2.
Yeah.
Because by the end of it, then they're like, Sarah, this is so amazing. Like
Yeah.
my hair's changed,
Yeah.
my skin's changed, and I'm sleeping better.
Yeah.
But they never got that in
Yeah, in the first one, yeah.
but they've got it in 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And so, but then you didn't have to wait until it's closed. Because the thing is, these guys might still think it tastes disgusting, but you've already improved the flavor 10 times.
Yeah.
While you've launched the first
Yeah.
loop.
And say we're like 3 weeks through and they're like, oh, this flavour's horrible, like I'm really struggling to take it every day, and I've closed 3 loops and I'm like, well, this flavour's much better, why don't you try this even if I haven't changed the...
Yeah, if you haven't changed the main
Yeah.
so it's like, it's okay. Yeah, you can
change
as
it
long
up,
as
yeah.
all the variables are constant.
Yeah, yeah,
You can
okay.
go,
Okay,
sure,
cool,
no worries.
yeah. Yeah, good.
Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, no, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So run multiple.
Yeah, yeah.
Because, I mean, the more time you have, the better.
Yeah.
Because, in actual fact, you could run the branding package already
Yeah.
at the same time if you wanted to.
Yeah.
There's so many things you could run. You could run like the brand name, you could run a website. The thing this prototype you guys can understand is that what we're going through now is a physical prototype.
Yeah.
But through the whole business model, it's not just going to be physical prototypes. There's also software prototypes,
yeah.
so web design,
yeah.
so on.
Yeah.
How people interact on your website, which is again another loop,
yeah.
which we'll have to revisit when you guys are at that stage,
yeah.
and run out how you would observe for feedback when people are going through your website.
Yeah.
But there's not only that, because after the product's built, you've got the website, is the conversation prototype. It's going to be meetings.
Yeah.
You're going to meet with retailers, suppliers, wholesalers.
Yeah.
You can prototype that too.
Okay, yeah.
Because when we go into a meeting, there's an expectation.
Yeah.
There's what you want to say. It's like rehearsing before it comes.
Yeah.
And that can be prototyped.
Okay. Yeah.
So there's many moments you can prototype.
Yeah.
Not just a physical prototype.
Okay.
So that's the power of this model too.
Yeah.
And again, maybe it may come sooner than later.
Yeah.
But it's something that you can prototype, and we can run through that as
yeah.
well when you guys are at that stage.
Yeah, cool.
Mm. Do you guys find it useful?
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Definitely. I mean, you've saved me like a whole...
Oh, 12 weeks.
Yeah.
12 weeks before you ever got to any other stage.
Yeah.
And 300 units.
Yeah, yes, exactly. A whole lot of money. So that's good. And now you've made us accountable for... You've got dates up there.
Look, I'm a big fan of running partners.
Yeah.
And like, I think it's great that you guys did it together like this.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, I'm not saying that you have to, but whether you share it with yourselves,
Yeah.
among yourselves,
Yeah.
or you share
Well,
it with
my sister just had a baby, so.
Yeah, now you're...
And she's
oh,
very,
yeah,
like,
that's true.
organic
And
and everything.
I take actually like alkalizing greens and
Oh,
that
yeah,
kind of
yeah,
stuff, so
yeah.
I'd be interested to...
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
that's great.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's great to give each other accountable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you'd be like, hey,
And I
how's
can
your
even tell
friends
you what I
going?
don't like about the ones that... Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool, yeah.
Because you have the date, everyone has their dates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you go, you know, I'm a week and a half into mine, how's your going? And, actually, I haven't really started.
Yeah.
It's like, well...
What are you doing?
Because the thing is
Keep
at
it
the end of the day, it's
together.
like, look, you know, even if you took an extra week,
Yeah.
whatever, it just bumps.
It adds up, and
It adds up.
that's the thing I've been stuck on. I've been like building for 3 months now. It hadn't built a physical thing because I'm like, oh, but we'll add this, I'll do this, and it's like just get a physical product that people can try.
You're spending too long.
Yeah, and I'm just stuck there, and I'm like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, I need this, no, I'm going to need this. And you keep trying to go perfect build
yeah,
before you test it.
Yeah.
Because, of course, you know, most people are concerned about judgment. You don't want that kind of judgment.
yeah,
But hey, it's a prototype.
yeah.
It's okay to.
And
not
I
be
never
perfect.
really thought to go like to friends and family straight away. I was always like, oh, I
Straight
have to
to
go
the
to
market.
I have to go to like a Friday market and test it. But yeah.
And then if you go to the market, you have to have your branding and everything.
Exactly,
which,
and that's what I was
like,
thinking.
You don't,
Yeah.
You don't need all that stuff.
Yeah, you just give it to them in a little bag and
Yeah.
see the taste.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds good.
And so yeah, like there's so many ways you guys can test it. I mean, shopping centres, you know, people, massive foot traffic.
Yeah,
Could set up a tray and go, hey, you know, what do you
yeah,
reckon? You get feedback from anywhere and everywhere.
yeah.
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 There's a also I don't know if are you a member of it's a horrible name but like-minded bitches drinking wine.
Oh, nice.
It's a Facebook
I've heard of
group.
it, yes.
Yeah, it's like 600,000 women there.
Yeah.
I joined like a couple of weeks ago, but a lot of people put products and get like quick feedback.
Yeah.
Of,
And
that kind of
as
stuff.
I
It's really-
keep sharing with you guys, there's so much feedback. Just
yeah,
make
there's
sure
a
you
lot
sift.
of, and
Yeah.
you notice like it's so, like even just observing other people's stuff, you realize how different people think.
Yeah.
Like some of it is.
And now that you guys have this awareness,
Yeah.
watch how your mindset shifts.
Mm-hmm.
Because also consider your own opinions
Yeah.
when you give to people.
Yeah.
And you guys coming from a place of conjecture and actual. Because it actually makes, like, you're trying to benefit them
Yeah,
correctly. Not say, if I was in your shoes,
yeah,
this is what I'd do.
Yeah.
It's like, well, we don't know that.
yeah,
Like, they, of course, you can throw it out there,
Yeah.
but it doesn't necessarily mean
it's right.
too much.
Yeah, yeah.
Whereas if it's like you've gone through that, it's like, well, I can't say in your exact shoes, but when I got to this stage doing this,
Yeah.
this is what happened to me, and they can deduce
Yeah, what they want from it. Yeah.
what they want from that. But that's more useful feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should get each other.
Yeah, definitely.
You're right on that.
Yeah.
What do you have, like, should we do a social thing or like
I'll just give you
an
my,
email
I'll
address?
give you my email and my. When you were doing your products, how, like, were you spending like 2 hours a day on it, or were you like, how are you investing your time?
Look, everyone's different. For example, your 1.5 weeks.
Yeah.
It's probably because you've got your own job to do as well.
Yeah.
Which is
yeah.
why it's going to take you 1.5 weeks.
Yeah.
But if this is all you're doing full time,
Yeah.
it could probably be done in like 7 days.
Yeah.
And so it's up to, that's why you determine the time frame and however you want to. So your time allocation is completely up to you.
Mhm.
But you've given yourself 1.5 weeks, so you allocate how you need to.
Yeah.
And so, it's not a matter of how many hours a day you
Yeah.
have allocated. It's
Yeah.
you've decided that. And
yeah.
so I don't care if you're working 80 hours a week or 20 hours a week, you've
Yeah.
decided to do
1.5 weeks, I get it. Yeah.
So if you decided that, then
Yeah.
no one has to make the power of decision. Do it.
Oh, yeah.
Then you go from there. Look, I've always had, to answer your question a bit more, I've always had multiple projects going, so
Yeah.
my timeline had to accommodate for that.
Yeah.
So, just like you've got your daily life, you've got family, you've got
Yeah.
you can't go, okay, I'm going to take 10 hours a day.
Yeah.
You've got to make what's realistic for you.
Yeah. Yeah. That's right.
But it's a good model to have, and,
Yeah.
and even in the future, you guys have your own companies and you have your own teams to build stuff. You put them on this.
Yeah.
And they're getting paid hours a day.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
they better be putting 8 hours on this.
Much better. Yeah. Yeah.
As opposed to when you were working full time and you're like,
And do-
I'm only
yeah.
working 2 hours a day. So,
Yeah.
or whatnot.
Yeah. No matter how long, how many hours in the day, if you give yourself the time, you usually always.
Yeah.
And even if it's long, you like stretch it to
Yeah.
the time, so that's always.
Like you might get everything in tomorrow, and you might wait until like the
Yeah,
last 5 days
to
and
do
then
the
go,
final thing.
I actually need to
Yeah.
Yeah.
pull it out and really,
Do
really
it.
get
Yeah.
and so yeah, you guys can make it work. I mean, you guys yourself said it was
Yeah. Still
doable.
Yeah.
4 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah. And so, and it's actually quite reasonable. I didn't ask you to do this in 2 days and 1
Yeah.
day and 1 day.
Yeah.
And I got your permission to, however long you guys needed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how much money, like investment wise, like, yeah. At what point do you go, okay, yeah, this is getting ridiculous?
So from my direct experience, I've had projects where it's completely bootstrapped.
Yeah.
So like you start with 0
Yeah.
and you build something up. And I've also had projects where I've started off with a crap load.
Yeah.
And from my experience with both models, I believe always start with a bootstrap model,
Yeah.
because money will only speed up your process to failure.
Yeah.
Like, for example, we start with this. I'll give you 200K tomorrow, Sarah. What are you going to do? You're going to stuff it up.
Yeah.
But instead you've gone, you know what, instead of using that product, I'm just going to start with this product.
Yeah.
I'm going to start with that.
Yeah, you're
I'm going to
trying
start with that.
yeah.
And I'm going to add this. And so you spend 2 grand, 5 grand, 10
Yeah.
grand. And it's like, I'm going to test 50,000 people
Yeah.
because I can create like 10,000
Yeah.
samples. And then you stuffed up all the samples and then, I mean,
Yeah,
10,000
no, I get
of
what you
those
mean,
samples
yeah.
are bad. And you got all these people close in, so you spent 50 grand. You go, oh, that was such a good.
Yeah.
I mean, the product wasn't very good
Yeah.
anyway. And so you just sped up your. You might be able to do it quicker because you've got all the manpower. You've hired 10 people
Yeah.
to build it and everything. But then if the product is a total dud.
Yeah.
It only speeds up your process to failure.
Yeah. Definitely.
So bootstrapping is always the best way to go, in my opinion.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, it's
That's
always
what I've
the
got.
best. Because you don't have to always have the money, obviously.
Yeah.
You can always raise a bit of funds.
Yeah.
And the market will tell you. And like, for example, to ask somebody for a bit of funding for it, you'd have to share with them a great idea for
Yeah.
them to consider, not just
physical products.
Yeah,
Yeah.
not just I'm thinking of doing this.
Yeah.
You've actually got to pitch them, which gives you more credence if they believe in you.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a story, I've got a viable product,
Yeah.
I've got something that somebody believes in.
Yeah.
And the way it can work better.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for coming out tonight, guys. It's a Thursday night, coming straight after work in Hammond. That's I'm glad, as long as this could give you a bit of a boost.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's good to see that, like, you actually have to test it more. Unless you want to get me out of that build rush of, I'm just going to try and build it virtually for months.
Thank you so much. Wish you guys all the
Thank
best.
you.
Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you.
Always, thank you.
Great. So now we have to
Start.
get going.
Yeah.
And let you know how we go.
Let's give it a go.
Yep.